Hi, everybody, and welcome to Desis&Dragons. We're here to play the Dragon Akira, a game powered by Fate Accelerated Edition, and it's a game that we made sort of like on the Discord, taking inspiration from people. Here is my exciting crew. I'm Chirag Nani. Starting to introduce ourselves. Let's begin with an old favorite, Nikhil. Introduce
What's
yourself.
up, everybody? I am Nikhil, and I do play a lot of TTRPG stuff recently. It's not been a long-term journey, so don't worry about that. So I'll be playing with one of the more cool characters. Do we introduce our characters or just ourselves?
Go for it. Introduce your characters.
So I'll be playing the very huggable Hoover, who is a Saint Bernard uh, dog slash humanoid. That's the best way I can describe it. Enjoy.
Awesome. Uh, let's see. It's lovely to have you again. Introduce yourself and your character, please.
Hi, I'm Aziz. I exist most of the time. Um, most of the time, I try. Um, and I am playing a chameleon called Floor Essence, and I guess also anthropomorphic, not as anthropomorphic, but yeah, chameleon.
Excellent. Now, first time on our stream. Please introduce yourself and your character, Armand.
Hello, I'm Arman. I have been playing TTRPGs for about 8, 9 years now. Always love experimenting with different systems, so I'm happy to add Fate to my repertoire. I play Flit, a hummingbird whose wings beat 12 to 15 times a second and who beats down his enemies even faster.
Awesome. Incredible. Now, coming in last, but definitely not least, Thor.
Hey all, first time on the stream. I almost always play Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, so I've ventured into watching other kinds of streams. So this is the first time I'm going to play a game that's in a completely different system, and I get to do it in front of how many of those people are online right now. I play the very cleverly named Octavia the Octopus, who is a kitty party style, you know, well, you'll see what she's like. Just imagine someone who will randomly punch fish for no reason other than spite the way octopuses are supposed to, and you happen.
Yeah. Thanks, Skippy. That's good stuff. We're getting a wide variety of animals in this exciting world, which is inspired by a cross between Kung Fu Panda and Akira. You know, a combination everyone immediately thought works well, like peanut butter and gravy. It can't go wrong. Definitely not. Yes.
So, Chirag, so who's going to introduce you? I mean, you need to introduce yourself as well.
I thought I did. Yeah, I'm Chirag.
Properly.
I'm Dirk. Yes. Who do you want to introduce me? Go for it, Nikhil.
So, hey everyone, this is Chirag right here, who's going to be our GM, and he is going to do really awesome stuff, very cool characters, as you know from last time. Maybe we get a Token 2.0, who knows? So, hands up back to you now.
So the announcements are going to be coming in because, of course, we need announcements, and we don't have Indrani, we don't have Shubham keeping us in the line. So the only person who can do it is, I'll do it. Tokum's busy. We can't afford Tokum to come in and do the announcements. The announcements that we've got, major one that's happening, is on Friday. We're having another watch party for the next bit of Vox Machina Season 2. Join us on Friday on the Discord server, 9:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Please join us. There's going to be giveaways. It's going to be exciting. Get in there. It's going to be, yeah. If anyone wonders who Tokum is, Tokum was a sort of alpha character that we used in Blades of the Yanta. Little robot who could. They were great. But yes, they probably won't watch it. They don't have Amazon Prime, sadly. But yeah, come join and see Vox Machina. They are exciting giveaways. I cannot tell you what they are because super secret, but they are going to be fun. So come in, join us on Friday. But for now, everyone who's here, come. We're going to be starting in the exciting adventures of a dragon, the dragon named Akira. Dun, 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 dun. 1,000 years ago, humanity was exterminated by a dragon named Akira. Since then, anthropomorphic animals have evolved to take their place. Some have become psychic warriors, but a prophecy claims that Akira's return is nigh. We go to a group of powerful psychic warriors right now, a coalition of heroes. Well, once upon a time they were heroes. They have served Neo Valley for ever since it was just a small town, before its great cyberpunkian towers rose from the center. And now they are here from another rescue mission, as they are in the middle of it right now, driving in on their exciting motorcycles down the busy streets, heading into the dark, dustier outskirts of the city of Neo Valley, chasing down these small group of bikers, all with these big hoods over their heads as they driving vroom, big motorcycles, big wheels, all heading down. They're all in front of you, and you can see one of them holding a cage where a small little creature looks to be guinea pig is just like in there rattling in danger. This is the one you have to rescue as you guys have been heading out there. As we are going in straight down, you guys racing down afterwards. We're going to start with Armand. Describe yourself and your motorcycle as you're chasing in after these guys.
So I'm a slightly older hummingbird, about 5'8". Oh god. Sorry, my cat knocked down the lamp. And my feathers are not as shiny as they used to be. I'm wearing a leather jacket, and my motorcycle is a little close to the ground. You can't see most of it because my wings, the handlebars are closer to where my calves, to where my feet talons would be, so that my wings don't, the drag doesn't pull me back. My wings are facing backwards as I hold the handlebars and steer myself forward. My bike is taking the more dangerous turns and curves, finding jumps wherever I can, using the city's natural potholes or ramps or whatever is around the streets to try and make this fun. It's the only thrill I get.
Oh yeah, definitely. So yeah, you're heading off there. You're able to easily skate around the potholes. You just make it look good as you're just heading on there at high speeds, catching up to these cloaked rescuers. Who is right behind you? Who's in second? Who's right behind you racing? Which of the other players, Arman or Flit? You're muted.
Right behind me is Hugar.
Hugar, describe yourself and your ride.
So you see a Saint Bernard riding what appears to be for Indians, you will definitely recognize this bike. It's similar to like a Royal Enfield bike, so it's like super loud and big and gigantic, but it has like two side packs on the side to keep few stuffs that is quite needed for first. You see like plus signs for like a first aid kit, and you see here the Hoover driving it like in pretty loud, like and he has like big goggles as well, like a hog. So for those who don't know Royal Enfield, it's like a road hog sort of thing. So yeah, so he's like driving in like full speed, as much as speed it could carry. They're pretty fast, even though they're heavy as shit. So yeah, it's massive. So that's what you're gonna see with Huga.
And who's right behind Huga?
I would see our fellow mollusk, Octavia.
Octavia, you're pulling up third. Describe yourself and your sweet ass ride.
All right. So Octavia is her original skin is kind of like purplish. She's wearing what looks like a wetsuit with spaces given for her suckers to come out. And the purpose of the wetsuit is basically to keep her skin moist. So it's like a reverse wetsuit. And I don't know how to describe motorcycles because I don't ride one, but it's basically the kind which has like where you can sit back and you have those huge handlebars. And she has like 8 little, she basically can hold on to it with every single one of her tentacles. And she's sitting back in a water bed, essentially. And everything is kind of barnacles and like it's very like sea themed. There's all sorts of sparkly things. So if you can imagine Jermaine Clement's character from Moana, it's just very gaudy. And yet,
So shiny.
I mean, if you said directly at it, it's very gaudy. Yeah, exactly.
All right. Excellent. So you're right there. Excellent. As you're like going in, this somewhat humanoid size octopus heading in, but then right behind you, on the back, why don't you tell the only one left, Aziz, describe your character, your sweet ride, and why you're pulling up the rear.
So you see this relatively small compared to everyone else, like maybe like the size of, I guess, a small child, like, but a big chameleon, small child, with kind of grass green skin, well, grass green scales, and a bunch of like yellow stripes on it. There's some amount of like luster to her head, like some just along like her eye ridges, everything's shining, and she has these two eyes pointing out, looking all around for like who is where, what is going on, and she's not really wearing much because all the scales need to show and stuff. Maybe just some cool like spiked wristbands, I would say. And she's in this like a compact sort of motorbike. Like it doesn't look like a motorbike really. It's very covered and compact, and it's basically like got ultraviolet paint on it. So like it's purplish, but then shines a different color depending on the angle. I'm sure like you know I think Hugar can't really see its color really, but the rest of us who can see ultraviolet light think it's like really colorful and shiny. And yeah, I'm pulling up the rear because I'm strategizing and I'm looking at everything that's going on.
Yeah. So yeah, up from the back as you're like preparing, with your eyes just like going everywhere, looking at, trying to strategize and figure out as these bikers ahead of you, as they're like moving in, and they're trying to make their plan, and they're clearly up to something. There are potholes all over these streets, potholes everywhere, and it's dark streets. Like you're getting past where like the electricity is starting to fail, and it's like getting dark. So it's going to be harder and harder, those of you who aren't nocturnal, to be able to like see.
Furballs. It's cautionate. We need to be cautionate about this. Furballs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
can
want?
you say how many motorbikes are in front of us? How
That's a
big
good.
is this gang? You didn't.
That's a good question. Why don't we have our person who's our strategist, Floor? Why don't you give me a role of like how you're trying to like strategize and like figure out how everything is, like how many opponents there are, what they're up to, what kind of plan they might have. This would be whatever role you think suits strategizing. Would be.
I
First
mean,
roll.
I think clever should be fine for strategizing.
All right, got it. Yeah, and I'll let you add your 360. I'll let you add your 360 degrees eyes if you want to, because you're like looking around.
Oh, nice.
So you can roll it and add +2. Okay. Not the best roll you could have done. Oh, that's weird. -2. Yeah, okay, you got a 2. All right. With a 2, there are about, there's about 5 of them, including the one who's like holding this thing close. You look at their bikes, not the best. They're pretty like run down, but they seem to be heading in towards a specific tunnel, and it's a tunnel going towards the Undercity. You don't know who these guys are. You haven't like quite figured out who they were. You just know that they grabbed your target and just like went down. This like little guinea pig kid and heading down there. So you have that vibe. So with that kind of knowledge, you kind of figure out where they're going. What do you tell the team?
You said there's about 5 of them, right?
There are 5 of them.
Okay. I'm just going to tell my team we can't let them get to that tunnel. You guys need to speed up and flank them, and one of you go and get ahead of them. Well, I'll keep up the rear.
Cool. Who do you point at to go ahead of them?
Oh, Flint.
Flit. All right, you're up.
All right, with that, my hands reach down and I press a button, and there's like there's a humming sound as little motors just sort of flit towards the side of my motorcycle, boosting me forward. I laugh. I go right ahead, going through the sidewalks and narrowly missing people as I move ahead to try and find a path where I can, just cut them off of before they can get to the Undercity.
Yeah, a few
Are we allowed
bunnies
to
on the
help?
street, they literally hopping at it.
Are we allowed to like help by saying, can we add, if there's supposed to be a role, like how does that work? If I want to say, can I help?
You can help. You can either like on your turn kind of like set things up to make things easier for them,
Oh,
or you can basically like, give up your turn to give them a +1.
Oh,
But
I
I
see.
think Flit is too far ahead for you guys to help because he's just too fast. So I'm going to need you to give me a quick roll to just
All right.
try and see if you can get ahead of these guys. So that is quick, plus if you think your stunt applies for this, which
Is
Yeah.
there a ramp or something which I can make like a jump for?
I mean, not an exact ramp, but there could be a makeshift ramp. If you could,
I got
yeah, if,
tentacles.
yeah.
I can just throw you.
I think I'll just roll without the stunt for now. Just
All right, roll.
relying on my speed alone.
All right, roll quick. This is a difficulty is 2. Okay,
Right.
you hit it. So So as you're like going in, this could be, and you can spend a fate point to succeed. This is currently a succeed with a cost. So are you happy with that, or do you want to like spend to succeed? Okay.
I think I want to succeed at this. I mean, we're out the gate. We need to do to show well. So I will spend a fate point. Does that make me roll or succeed?
No, you spend a fate point and tell me what aspect you're using to get ahead. Like, are you using one of your personal aspects, or are you using potholes? Are you using it's a dark street? Like you are a hummingbird biker, so you can use that. Exactly.
Right. Could I use the adrenaline junkie to make like a really sort of dangerous stunt?
Oh yeah, 100%, definitely. Dangerous to you or dangerous to other people?
I think this one's dangerous to me.
Yeah.
So I think I notice that there is there I move instead of away from streets with civilians. There is a faster path. Only the entire thing is through oncoming traffic, and there is a very wide truck coming right down the road, filled with eggs. And I swerve, and I try to swerve at the last second to sort of slip underneath it to get to like the clearer path on the other side, and then jump down from there. Right to to cut off where my targets are.
Yeah, a rooster up front's like, "Hey, you almost hurt all these eggs heading to the orphanage. You monster!"
Sorry, we will clean it up. We will clean it up.
But with those fine moves, you're able to get ahead of not just one, 2 of these guys, and you're able to so there's now only 3 in front of you, including the one with who's leading them. Who are you passing the turn to? You can pass it either to the enemy bikers or to one of your teammates.
Let's see. I will pass it over to Hooger.
Oh shit, you are being dangerous to yourself. I told you not to go too fast, and I'm going to chase after him.
It's what I do.
And I'm chasing after him, holding in what seems to be a cookie in my hand, and I'm just going to go fast so that I can just stuff it in his mouth.
Okay. You're just trying to get up to him. How are you going to get past these bikers who are in front of you to get to your friend? Or you're just going to throw a cookie at him?
I'll scream on top of my like, get the... I can't say the word. Get the fuck out of the way!
And the fur is flying today.
Almost spent a fate point for that, but never mind.
Yeah. First one's free. All right. So you're just trying to barge past these guys.
Yeah, and I'm screaming out. So I'm screaming out at the top of my voice to ensure that nobody's getting hurt, so I can get through.
Sure.
So I'm barking essentially.
Sounds forceful to me, I think. Or I don't think you'd call this careful in the slightest.
No, not at all. Okay.
Get out of the way.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be forceful about this.
Difficulty is 2. Yeah, difficulty is 2.
Oh wait.
What'd you get?
No, it gave me something weird. Hold up. It gave me something called a rating. I don't know why. I'm not able to roll.
Just click on forceful.
Yeah, got it.
Hey, you did it. All right. So you can either succeed with a cost, or you can succeed by spending a fate point.
Cost. Don't want to
It's
endanger
a minor
myself.
cost. It's not like a minor cost. It's not going to be like a major one.
I'll take the cost for now.
Sure. Okay. You're like getting in, and you're like, "Come on, get the cookie, get the cookie," and you're able to like get past one, and then he's like banging into you, and just like going in, like tossing and turning, and you're able to like get ahead, but you're forced to like drop the cookie as you're like heading on over there, and you're
But that's the whole point of getting that. Oh shit.
exactly. Yeah, you drop the cookie. You probably have
Yeah,
more.
multiple ones. Yeah.
Yeah,
but,
it like goes in. It
And
goes in
Dragon
and it like
Pass the
gets
button.
in this
So
like
initially, when I go like towards the peak, it'll be like just my fist going through, like, oh shit, another cookie, and I jam it in.
Yeah, and the cookie like goes into this other one's face, and you can actually get a look on him. He seems to be some kind of ground mole, and it just like gets all
Okay.
oh my whiskers, no my whiskers.
No, so basically, this cookie is an ancient recipe called space cakes. So roll however you want with that.
I was like, good. Right. Next up, the
I'm
only
gonna
one.
just
Do you want to
shout.
pass to the? Yeah, what do you want
Like
to
I'm
shout?
not taking a turn. I'm just gonna like shout. Like Hugo, this wasn't the plan.
Yeah, but it is the only way to calm them down, not hitting people. And I'm going ahead as much as I can and stuff.
Sure. Do you want to pass? Do you want to pass to Octavia? Or do you want to pass to the bikers?
Actually, I want to give it to the groundhog just to see how it reacts.
All right. The groundhog, he just like takes it and he just like say, and he just like takes it in, and you have a little bit of like a psychic sense. You can get a little bit of a vibe check off this guy, as he's just like saying, "Man, this ain't so bad, you know. This ain't so bad." And he's like getting like really like pumped up. There's a lot of sugar in these old human space cakes. They're just like really in there, and he's just going to roll to see if he can actually stay, you know, stay on his bike. Yeah, no. With a -2, he is just like saying, I got this, I could live forever. And he just like goes straight, but the road was curved. So he just like,
Oh
I can
no.
fly. And he like lands, like there's a little, and he just like lands into this like truck that's like full of like beds for bed.
Oh shit, I killed
bed
someone!
barn and, yeah, it lands,
Someone!
the rest of you see that the truck, the truck is like filled with mattresses for bed, barn, and beyond.
Oh, good. Oh, he's not dead. He's not dead.
Yeah.
You'll get him next time, Hergar.
I don't want to kill people. I just want them unconscious.
Yeah, he's like that, like I can live forever. I'm so tired, and the sugar rush just like makes this guy fall asleep. The other three, the other four who are still there. One up in front, he's just saying, He's like, deal with them. I'm going to go ahead, and like they go. The remaining two, they just like reach back and they start pulling out what looks like a drill, like a portable drill. Except when they press the trigger, the drill pops out like a harpoon, and they're aiming straight at Flit, who is like, because one aims at Flit, the other one, yeah, two of them are aiming at Flit. The last one is like, you gave my friend sugar. He's on a diet, you monster! And it's just kind of swing at Hugo with his big drill. Well, actually, his is a pickaxe. So a couple of rolls are coming your way. Yeah. So 40F plus 2. Give me tell me how you're defending this, Hugo and Flit. How does your character like avoid being hit?
I think I slam out a wing to just sort of knock it away, or at least one of the hits away.
Okay. Yeah. So okay, you're like trying to block it with your wing, right?
Yeah.
And yeah. Yes. +1. Here we go. Okay. So I'm gonna need and Hugo, how are you avoiding this pickaxe coming straight at you?
Oh, me?
Hugo?
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry.
Yes, you.
I got distracted a bit. My bad. So I was thinking of like playing smartly of when he's going to swing, I'm just going to dodge right out of the way the moment he swings. I won't do it like, instantly. So what I'll do is just hold brakes for like momentarily. so that I just get out of the way when he's about to swing, because I'll be knowing the motions of when he's going to do it.
Okay, then. That could be careful, clever, however you want to define that. Flip. I think that might be quick. That might be forceful to like kind of parry it. You tell me what skill you want to roll, and then roll it.
I think I'm going to rely on my quick skill.
Okay.
Specialty. And
Going
Alright.
with clever, because being a doctor, I know how muscles work. So
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Huga just like immediately just like knows how to block it, get out of the way, and it's fine. The two drills. One, you're able to easily block. One of these drills coming straight, you flit can block. The other one does look like it could hit you, and it just comes in and like it narrowly avoids hitting you, but it does strike your bike, and like it's like sputtering a little bit. Take 1 point of stress damage. You know how to put like stress on your character sheet?
Yeah.
Yeah. Stress vanishes at the end of a scene, so it's not as painful. A consequence lasts, but this will just be temporary. But it's not great. The other one is like shooting off ahead. The only one left is Octavia. Octavia, you're seeing all this nonsense happening. You have been given orders by the strategist. What do you want to do?
First thing I want to know is who's got the guinea pig?
He is in the front, and he's like speeding off
So the
down
guy-
into the tunnel.
And how far behind him is Flip?
You are, let's see, 2, 4. You're like 5 motorcycles behind. You're quite far. Are you trying to say like, can you reach at your? You're gonna.
Yeah.
It'll be a hell of a roll to like, even with your
I
powers
mean,
to like
obviously,
stretch
like,
that far.
I will get a chance to move up and then try.
Yeah, of course, you
Because
can
I have
definitely.
skeletons.
Yeah, you definitely give that a go. This would be The difficulty of this would be 4, just because there's like so many things in the way disrupting. Yeah, so you'd have to like beat a 4 to try and like reach and try to grab the guinea
Okay,
child.
I also want to know, are there any, because I was trying to figure this out earlier on, are there any side roads, or are we just, is this a main highway with no, basically I'm like,
Oh, yeah,
can I go down a quieter side road, go much faster and then
Yeah,
cut them off?
this is like there's like 2 main roads, one going back, one going forward
Mhm.
towards the tunnel. There's also like a side road where like people are who are like panicking because Flip drove through them a little while ago, and then so there is like space for you to kind of go, or you can like literally go to the other to oncoming traffic if you want to.
Those are my only options. There isn't like this isn't in a residential area where I can go. It's a main highway.
Yeah, this is like a main highway. If you like go to a residential, you would probably lose them because they're not going to
Gotcha.
residential; they're going to undertown.
I thought I wanted to follow Flip, but I think Octavia probably wouldn't. I think she's going to think that people who have panicked will probably be ready to get out of her way. So she's going to try and take that path to go as fast as she can. And the minute she feels like she can reach out, I don't know if she thinks she can pull the guinea. How is the guinea pig on? Like, is it just tied to the back, the cage?
They've like this guinea pig is about it's about this big, and so like he's like in a little outfit, so he's a sentient guinea pig. It's not like the non-sentient animals. But if I got him in like a cage, like they would put a hamster in, but like made up for a bigger size.
I know, but is the cage like tied behind the rider, or is the rider got it in front of him?
No, he's like it's like clipped to the side of his bike.
Like a sidecar?
Yes, a little bit. No, like it's dangling. It's like flittering and like dangling off the side of his
Okay,
bike.
so then I think I am going to try and yank that off. And that's a 4 difficulty.
Yeah, the difficulty is 4, and you're
Probably
okay.
level.
Trying to be smart. Yeah. The question is, are you trying to be? Are you trying to be like sneaky about it? You're trying to be like,
No.
oh, don't pay attention to me. Pay attention to my other friends who are doing it.
Actually,
You're trying to be
Okay,
like,
yeah.
get out of the way, and just like big flashy announcements.
My tentacles are like my telekinetic tentacles are probably not seen, right? So then I am. That's what I'm doing. I'm pretending like I'm doing what
Do you want
everybody
them
else
to
is
be
doing
invisible?
and
Do you want to be invisible?
what?
Do you want to be visible? It's up to you.
Invisible.
Okay, they're invisible. Sure.
So basically, what I would like to do is pretend I'm going to help Flip and then sneakily try and yank.
All right, give me a sneaky roll. Let's see what you can do. Okay, okay, you haven't hit it. Would you like to spend a fate point and invoke something to hit it?
Yes. So could I have used my ink cloud to go towards Flip?
Because this
I don't
ink
know how
cloud's
to
kind of like
spend on
behind you.
front.
That's the thing. Like if you ink cloud in front of yourself, you can't see. If you ink cloud behind you, only Floor can't see. So
Okay.
it's not as helpful. So you can invoke one of your aspects that you think would help here.
Oh, it's the opposite of sneaky, isn't it? My flashy.
You could do the fact you're telekinetic octopus. You can invoke that
Yes.
aspect. Okay,
Okay.
and that would
How
give
do I
you a
do that?
5. Yeah.
Okay.
You just knock down. You just remove a fate point. And yeah, excellent. So that means your total
Cool.
is 5. You like reach in, and you're just like there. You've grabbed it, and you've got a glimpse on the cage. Like the cage is there. You're like pulling it, and it's there. And like they don't notice because it's invisible, but like you're there, and like you might be able to get it off before
Okay.
things happen. Yeah. The round ends as like he starts going into the sun. He starts going into darkness. So you're about to lose him. Now it's to start a new round. I think you probably want to start now. You want to just like grab the cage before he gets away, right?
Yeah.
All right then. This is going to be, I guess, forceful or flashy.
He's flashy. I have a 0 in forceful. I mean,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I've got
Definitely.
8. I've got 8
Yeah.
invisible tentacles. Maybe I can like pull something while
Yeah.
pushing something.
Yeah.
Try and
You can roll you can roll your tentakinesis stunt. You see how it has the option roll flashy 2+2.
yes.
Yeah.
Thank
Give that a
you.
go. All right. Let's see what you can do.
Beautiful.
He'll be rolling with a disadvantage because he does not know that you're doing something.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he like goes in, and the rest of you guys see as he just like, yeah, home free, heading down into the darkness. He does not realize that the little guinea cage, is just like lifted up, and it's just like slowly circling around and coming back to you guys to safety. And you see this little like guinea pig child that said, "Oh, thank you so." He's like, "I'm flying, I'm flying. Have I developed psychic powers? This is amazing. Oh, this is you. Oh, it's Octavia. Thank you, Auntie." Like hugs you to the
Spotted
cage.
anything shiny that he had.
Yeah. And he's like, he's there. He's like very effectively trying to like hug the invisible tentacle. As you're like bringing him around, what's it called? There are still a bunch of these. The first guy didn't know he's lost him. The other motorcyclists can see this is happening. So there's 3. So do you want to pass the turn to one of your other players or to the motorcyclists? The
Are the
groundhog
motorcyclists
bikers.
still in front of us?
They are in
In
front of
front
you,
of
but
me?
you have to get. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. I'd like to slow down and then pass it to one of. Basically, if they're zooming off, I'm going to slow down and
Sure.
pass it to
Who
one
do you
of
want to
my
pass it to?
teammates. I think
Which one?
the floor.
All right, Floor, you're up. You can see the guinea pig is coming back towards the team. What do you want
Okay,
to do, Floor?
I can't see your Pavia, right? I just
Oh, you can see me. I didn't use my ink cloud.
No, the ink cloud was not used. Just invisible tentacles.
okay, right. So I've turned like a dark brown color out of stress. And the moment I see like the guinea pig is coming back, I'm like, okay, okay, this is fine. We're fine. Now let's just catch them. And I'm going to try to basically get to the nearest groundhog near like the one who's furthest away in the group. And just like use. So I'll use my like riding my bike with my tail, and so I'll steer my bike with my tail and use my hands to just try and grab the groundhog off its own bike and throw it into the ground. You're muted, Chirag.
Yeah, you go in and you like grab the guy, and you're able to like try and pull him, just like straight up throw this guy off his bike. I think it's forceful, but I'll let you convince me it's a different approach.
Okay, so here's the thing. I want us to look popular, right? And
Yes.
I want to put on a good show in some ways so people like us. So I'm going to like while pulling him be like eat dirt groundhog and like try to very like dramatically like shove him into the ground. So I can I do it flashily?
Yes. Yes, you may, as long as you say that.
I say eat dirt groundhog.
All right.
That's a 0.
Okay, that doesn't mean you failed. Can you guys hear me? All right. Okay, 40F, that's 2. All right. Can you get out of this? Okay. So you go in, he's like, eat dirt, groundhog, and you're just like pulling him down. And he says, ha, joke's on you. I like dirt. And he just like rams back the other way. And then you're just kind of almost pulling your tail back. And then let go of your tail, and you're hit with your own tail. And you see a few of the audience are kind of like laughing at you, like, that was funny. And so you're a little bit embarrassed. So that's just going to be a boost they have against you, that they embarrassed you, and like
I
you can
turn a
see
dark
cameras of it
red.
taken. Yeah. Who do you want to pass to?
I pass it to Hugar.
All right, Huga. The kid is in the middle of being rescued. Like you can see like the cage is moving back halfway across. And yeah, what do you want to do? You still
I'm
got
focusing on Flint. Where the fuck is he?
Flint is way in the front. He's like in front of you. He's got 2 guys in front of him. And yeah, 1 guy behind you who is dealing with Thor.
So I'm just want to be clear what Flint is doing. Is Flint still chasing them, or is it like?
Yeah, Flint, are you still chasing them? You're muted.
I am. I'm definitely chasing them. I am not going to stop until someone stops me or they are all on the ground.
I check my bags and be like, there's fewer space cookies, and I'm just going to stuff it for Flint this time. So I'm going to chase after Flint.
Okay. Oh, you're just gonna chase after him. You're not gonna like. Okay, you can get closer to him if you want to say something to him, or if you want to like help him in some way.
Oh boy, that'd be tough. I don't want to hit his vehicle. His vehicle is stuttering already from the previous stress, if I'm not wrong. So he would be somewhat slower, or if it's not.
I mean, it's wobbling, but he's
Yeah.
he's driven worse.
Oh boy, this will be tough. Is it okay if I pass my turn to Flint to see what he's doing? Then I'll react accordingly.
Yeah, sure, that's fine. So yeah, you'll go. So yeah, Flint. You can see the cage is kind of like going back. There is still 2 guys in front of you who tried to shoot you with their drill, which they are kind of reloading. It looks like it was mostly a one-shot weapon as opposed to
Okay.
like a gun. But those guys are in front of you. Hugo's trying to like is behind you, but you can't hear him because the sound is like to the wind.
Hmm.
What does Flint want to do?
So I want to drive up right between the 2 people who have their drills out and just sort of flare my wings and try and knock them off their bikes.
Okay, that makes sense to me. Yeah, is it like flying your wings or like?
It's just going to be one very strong flare.
There's no way.
I want to time it. I want to time it just right so I get both of them in one good hit.
All right, go works for me. Roll. Roll to hit. You can use your stunt.
Okay, this would
Yeah.
be
The
4
4
wing
wings
flutter
are
blow.
exactly. Your wings move faster than the eye can see.
Okay.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
Okay. They failed by 6. So describe how you take these guys out.
Superb. Okay, fantastic. So I see them aiming and reloading the weapons, and I put in a little extra speed, and I think I see them a little stunned by the fact that I'm going up closer to them instead of trying to avoid their fire. And I take advantage of that moment to flare out my wings sideways, hitting them each in the torso and having them lose their balance on their bikes completely.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, and he's just kind of like topsy-turvy, and they're just gonna go Akira slide, but poorly, off to the side and just like crash somewhere. Well, the camera doesn't dwell on whether or not they're okay, because like it's a focus on you.
And there's one guy still ahead of me, right?
No, there's one guy behind you who's next to Huga who tried to hit him with a pickaxe.
Oh, okay. In which case, on my and well, that's a problem for next turn. I send my turn back to Hugar.
Huga, you're muted.
So just kidding. So I would call Flit and be like, "Hey, you did a good job. It's amazing." If it's a free thing. If not,
Yeah, that's fine.
okay, then that's cool. Then next thing is the guy with the pickaxe that I'll be focusing on because he's the only one left. Is he like in melee range of me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna grab him and I'm going to give him a hug.
Okay.
Like one hand, like I'm bringing like this, and like it's all right, and I'm going to squeeze hard.
All right. Yeah. Roll your stunt of
Yeah.
like intense hugging.
It is called the bear hugger, where I can hug hard when needed. So it's going to roll for forceful. It is. So
Your target number is 1. Okay, so describe how you hug him out of the fight.
So basically, they'll be like super frustrated about like trying to get ahead whenever they can. So I'll be like sort of like do like a chokehold sort of thing. So I'll be like, "Shh, go to sleep, go to sleep. It is a good night to be in." And I just keep on hugging him until he actually falls in my arms asleep. And I'm riding slowly now at this point, like cradling him as I go.
Oh, and he's just like, yeah, he's there. He's kind of like left his bike, and the bike just goes off, and you just like got this guy unconscious in your bike. There are no more bikers around. The first guy is confident he's already succeeded, and he went off into the dark tunnel. So yeah, you guys are out of it. You guys have, and at this point, the little guinea pig comes to you guys, and he's like, oh, "Thank you so much for rescuing me."
Yeah.
But yes. What do you guys? Are you?
I have one
I'm going to
question.
put the groundhog on the ground properly, put some mud behind his neck so that he can sleep properly, and just set him aside. And I keep a normal cookie next to him when he wakes up. So then I walk
And I'm going
off.
to bend down and whisper into his ear, "Eat the groundhog."
Yeah. Nice. Octavia, you saying something?
Yes, when the guinea pig was hugging me, should I have looked for any shiny items that were on that I could
Yeah.
have added to my collection?
Sure, absolutely. As you're looking around, just like for shiny things, you're looking and like things are kind of like slowed down a little bit. He's just like this kid. He's got a little like overalls on, little like things on. He's a kid. He's like a these are still like old fashioned kind of outfit, and he looks like pretty cute. Cute kid. You guys know him. His name is Marsvin, and just like this little kid, he doesn't have anything shiny on him. But you do notice the one who is eating dirt, the one who's been put to sleep, in his back pocket. You notice there is like some shiny like pin. It's just like jade, but you can't. It's like an S symbol, but you can only like see half of it sticking out of his back pocket.
What do I need to do to get
He's unconscious.
Okay.
You can just take. You can just take it.
Okay.
You only roll stealthy if you don't want the other players to know you've taken it.
They know I do this. They know I do this all the time.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get. I'm going to use one of my. If I'm close enough, I'll physically pick it up. Otherwise,
Yeah, you could just like reach around and just like pick it up and just like float it over to you. And you could like I'll tell you about it in a little bit. But Flit, you're off ahead. Did you stop driving, or did you keep going? Want to keep going in the tunnel? What did you want to do?
I think when I hear everyone else stop, or when I notice after I take everyone else down, I look behind me and see everyone else dispatch the bear hugging and all of that. I look a little longingly at the tunnel towards the Undercity, but then I stop the bike and sort of slump a bit now that the battle is over.
Which reminds me, and I stuffed the cookie in his mouth.
I think it gets stuck halfway down the
beak?
long nose I have. Yeah, the beak. I break it off and
Calm down, deep breaths, look into the sky. There'll be millions stars around, but don't give a damn about it.
we're in this city. We can't see the stars.
That's the whole point. You will see stars soon enough.
You look up, and like it is pretty dark. It is quite dark, and then you look, and then you can see there is a light in the sky, a couple of lights, a few of them, and then it takes a minute. Then someone starts shouting, "Oh my! It's Gongshan security! They're coming!" As you can see on the hoverboard, you can see they're white, they're pure white armor, just like they're floating in. Gongshan security eventually showed up. These guys, these like enforcers, they're still some distance away, but they are coming definitely in this direction. And like most of the people here, they just feel whenever security comes, corporate security comes up, they just want to duck and hide. So a lot of them are running. A couple of bunnies are just like digging in the ground and hiding. And Ostrich just like straight up puts his head in the soil. They can't see me if I can't see them. Them's the rules. What do you guys want to do?
I've already
just not get the ostrich. Just kidding. I was like, I want to pickpocket the ostrich.
Oh, he's got a couple of bucks. Like go in.
Yeah, that's not shiny enough.
You're looking at it.
Cufflinks, tie-ins, something like that.
I have like one eye focused on the security people coming and one eye just looking at Octavia judgingly.
Yeah, she's like taking the shiniest of buttons off this guy's
Nice.
package.
Yes,
Yeah, the shiny
yeah,
buttons.
if he has suspenders, I take them off.
Yeah, but you also like you have this like jade pin, but I feel like you don't have time to look at it improper when like security is coming. What about the rest of you guys?
I'm going to measure how spacey Flint is at this moment and try to give a countermeasure whenever I can.
I'm good. I use the spaciness to just sort of redirect my focus onto the bike and see if it needs anything that I need to fix or maintain or something.
It might need a little bit of fixing. But thankfully, you're heading might need a little bit of fixing back at the bike shop. But right now, it can get you out of here. And you know, if you guys stick around, corporate security are just gonna hassle you.
Right. Huddle up, people. We gotta move. Leave the kid here. The cops will take care of it.
You can, but your job was to take Marvin back to his dad, who works who works at the motorcycle shop. You guys spend time at. He basically, please rescue my kid.
Right. Kids,
go.
come with us. Come on. And I just put him in.
Can I get him out of the cage?
Yeah, absolutely. You guys are strong enough that you can like rip the cage open.
I just like take the cage and you go the tentacles, I go the cage and goes like and just like
Nice.
pull the kid out.
Excellent. Marsvin is very grateful that you got him out. He's like Uncle Hoga, thank you, and just like gives a hug. He's very tiny, but he tries.
Yeah, he's gonna feel like really warm ones, and it's just like when he's now Hoga is going to sit on the bike. It's going to be like a semi hug, but he's still like riding the bike.
Yeah.
And yeah. On our way back to the motorbike shop.
So, and I put a cloth around, like so that it looks like a satchel, like a satchel in front, sort of like covering like as a satchel and just like riding out.
Yeah, you got a Bjorn. Nice. Like getting it. Yeah. Is everyone heading off in the same direction back to the bike shop?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
great.
Can I keep an eye on the? Do we know what security usually does when we hand them these usually unconscious?
Yeah. Usually, you guys kind of like get requested for work a long time before these guys showed up. You guys were the first heroes. You were the first generation psychic warriors. So you would get requests for these kind of jobs. Then these guys kind of came along, and they kind of encouraged people to not ask you for work, to basically ask them instead. So you're kind of working sort of like against these guys. Like they're like kind of the competition for like rescuing people, or at least what they do. So when they are there, they're kind of like trying to push you out of competition. They say things like, "Oh, you're disrupting the peace. You're like doing these. You're like causing trouble." And just trying to make things difficult for you, even if they don't have legal right to kind of do that. They really hassle, and you have on a time spent the night in a brig because of some misunderstanding. Yeah, so they're not.
Let's not cause any more trouble.
Right.
Let's
No,
get
my
out.
question was more like, what do they usually do with people like the unconscious ground?
They might put him in. They're not going to kill him. If they think there's anything wrong with these guys, they might just put him in lockup.
Okay.
And then there is kind of a processing a little bit, but there's not like a debtor's prison or anything that they might put these guys in. But it's just it's hard to say. You don't know what they. It's unlikely to cause too much innovation, especially because the guy's unconscious. But should
It's their
be.
problem now is a reasonable opinion for us to have. Yeah, okay, you deal with these. We're taking the kid back.
Yeah. So you're all over there, getting out of there before these guys reach. You guys head off, and you make it to Hogarth's Hogs, one of the better motorcycle places around. Hogarth is a large pig, not a guinea pig, an actual pig. He's about 5'5", and he has been taking care of you guys since you first started out as motorcycle warriors. And he's always given you a good deal. He's always liked you guys, and he's one of the few people who still hires you to do work. And you see him as he comes out with his and he's like, "Dang, the booster beast! You guys have gotten my kid back."
Okay, here you go. Let me just pop this bike. You see,
Yeah.
he's gonna take sweet time because he's big, and he gets out, adjusts the satchel, pulls out the satchel, takes the guinea pig out.
Yeah. And it's Marsvin goes Marsvin, and he's picks up his little guinea pig kid, and it's yeah, Ginny, he's back. And you see about 4 foot tall, you see his wife Ginny, who is a guinea pig, comes up. Yes, we're using Pokemon / BoJack Horseman rules. There aren't mixed breeds. It's basically one parent or the other. Yeah. You're either a Wailord or a Skitty. You're not a mixed breed.
Oh no.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, you can see Ginny's there. She's brought out some tea for you guys. Oh, thank you very much for getting back Marsvin. It's so sad that this happened. And just she's bringing you tea. Please come have a seat. And they're just, they're huggers like Hogar. They give hugs as thanks, And so but yeah.
All good. And go. I just reciprocate, but not too forceful. It's not the bear hug. It's just calm, normal one.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of Marsvin was shared between Octavia and Thing over the journey. Now I want to carry him. Now I want to carry him. Yeah, and Marsvin hugs each of you guys, unless you no.
Thor does not hug anyone. Thor is not a hugger.
I don't know where you've been, kid. Away. But yeah, you kind of look down, and he says oh yeah, and he's comes in. He's bringing you. Then you guys come inside. He's what happened to your motorcycle? Oh,
Well, you know what happens. You go out into the streets, you come back, damage, and then you fix it up. And I've got to say, this is the first time we've had to rescue your kid as a result of one of these cycles. But
and I hope it's the last.
I'd agree. I'd hope so too.
Yeah. It's and he says, they've tried to those fucking molars, those guys. They've been trying to get me to work on their bikes. They wanted me to do it, and I said no because they're criminals. I only work for the best of the best, which is you guys, and the occasional other ones. But you guys are the best, and I'm not going to work.
I just sigh they're not the best. Clearly,
I'm going
We're
to
not.
perform a psych eval on Marvin just so that he's all right because he's just been kidnapped. Kid has been kidnapped, so I'm just going to perform a psych eval on the sidelines.
Exactly. Yeah. Perfect. Give me. You can roll your stunt.
I don't have a stunt for this.
Oh, you did. Oh. Here we go.
But it is an aspect. It is an aspect.
Well, you do. You have mind reader.
But I'm not reading his mind. I'm more of.
Your empathy vibe. Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
clever or careful to kind of figure out how this kid's a vibe check.
Clever. Nope. I don't read his personality at all. He is perfectly fine. No issues, no traumas. That is my assessment.
You're like, look, that's not what you get. You like look at this guy, and you're just like, you're trying to listen in, and you're like feeling Mars it seems okay, and then you just like get this intense scream in your head, like something is screaming. No, not screaming. Something is roaring in your head, like a furnace or like a creature, just like horrific, like sound, like hitting your head hard. It's like going in and just like literally, just like almost knocks you down to the ground. This
And
horrific.
I fall back. I just fall
Yeah.
back, and then it's gonna like knock out.
Yeah. You really? Okay. Gain a fate point. Like going with that. As you just like this thing is so bad it causes you to pass out.
So it goes to 4, right? Because I didn't use my fate.
Exactly.
point, so-
Yeah. There's no maximum. That goes to 4. You guys who are in the
What's
room.
happening? What's happening? What's going on? What's
he was like,
happening?
Hugo, did you give me space cookies again?
I'm sorry, it's not the same character.
Yeah. You guys passed out. He just
Yeah,
like suddenly
so-
held his head in pain and then just passed out.
Can I shove some of his stuff into his mouth?
Yeah, you're just trying to put like sugar in his
What?
mouth.
No. What are you getting first? There are multiple types of cookies in there, so you have to be careful. What are you taking?
I assume that I know some of the more adrenaline-based cookies that you've given us before. So
Yeah,
if you
but
have one of those,
I've been
There's-
carefully masking them, so
yeah, you
so we don't. It's like secret drugs. Okay,
Yeah.
then I'm picking one at random.
yeah, you're like trying to like figure out what do I give this guy. And you're trying to like figure out what's wrong with him. Yeah. The and you're just like as this is going on, you're like looking at what's wrong with this guy. You finally get a chance to like
Oh, okay.
see the little jade pin, and you see it's not an S. It's a shape of a wingless dragon, green wingless dragon, and you recognize this not because it's shiny. You recognize it because you've had nightmares about this for ages, and you just the compulsion, and you just like see this thing. As you like this image, this creature in your mind of this like floating through the city as it burns, and you can just like see it. What do? You hold on to the shiny, throw away the shiny?
Does this happen at so I'm assuming I don't do the cookie thing in that case.
No, you're like trying to reach around, trying to like get it, and it's like,
Okay, and it's because I basically stuck it onto my wetsuit and
Yeah.
I'm trying to dig in his bag, I see it.
yes,
Do I feel like him being unconscious is very unusual? Like
yeah.
wrong in a
Yeah, you've
similar
never-
way to how
you've-
this thing feels wrong?
Never seen this happen to him before.
I don't think she wouldn't get rid of the thing.
Yeah. So yeah, you're there. You're not throwing away the pin, but you're trying to find something to fix him. At this moment, what's it called? Flit and Octavia, you can hear something outside, and it's the sound of like something just kind of like sounds not. It's not a helicopter, but it is the sound of something from high coming down low. And it sounds a little bit like one of the hover gliders, not like the whole flock that was there before, but sounds like just one of the hover gliders of these of the security force.
I'd like to hide the thing.
Yeah, that's fine. What do you because you're like working with the medicine trying to wake Hugo up. What does Flit and Octavia do?
You mean
I-
floor?
You mean Flip and
You mean floor?
Flit and Floor.
Listen, floor. I turn to I Hogarth. Someone's coming. Get your family to safety.
Up his kid, grabbed his wife, and said, like, yeah, sure, okay, we'll head back. We have room in the back where we have a little gurney if we want to like take Hogar in there, a little bed for him to like rest.
Hide.
Sure. Okay. Going in, grabbing him. Okay, be safe. Don't give him anything. And just like goes in, quickly turns and puts the closed sign up. Actually, he pressed the switches and the sign, the shop says closed as he like goes in to hide.
I'm gonna like climb up. Are we inside? Like we're
It's like
I'm
a-
assuming there's windows, right?
Yeah. There's like a garage and a shop. So it's like you guys came in like into you can go into the shop. The garage is closed, but it's where your motorcycles would have been put inside. But the shop does have windows. You can like look outside, and also the security cameras. You can see what's going on outside. They're very primitive security cameras, so you can see the person coming down. It's a figure in this white armor. You can kind of see it's got like this large back over it, a very spiral curve to its back, as you see it just kind of like adjusting its head, and it like pops up, and you see uh, Sergeant Neil like looking over there, a snail, but humanoid size.
S. Neil?
Huh? I mean, if you want to be rude about it. Yeah. And he's like there. He's like popping out. He doesn't seem like he's come with anyone, and he doesn't have his weapons out. They'd be at his side. He's just kind of looking around. It's just like, Booster Beasts, any of you here?
I call out to the rest of them. Gongshen's here.
You're
Do you have
muted.
a relationship with this sergeant?
That's a good question, and we're going to find. You guys might have a relationship with him. I'm going to say whoever wants to have a relationship with this guy, roll. Just give me a basic fate die, and depending if you roll positive or negative, that's how well your relationship is with him.
Is that just 4DF? Is a fake die?
Yeah, 4DF plus 0. You get 4DF plus 0.
I'm knocked out. I'm not doing
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. So we don't know if you have a relationship with him or not.
I'm gonna roll for the FA.
Okay. Blitz got a 3.
Yeah, Lord, I've forgotten how to roll without the commands.
Yeah, just like click whichever one of yours has 0, which would be forceful. Just click on that and that'll be
Ah,
fine.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Octavia's, yeah, okay. You guys all have positive relationships with him. You like know him. This guy's not an asshole. But he's mostly close to him because he's friends with Flit. Because back before he was in corporate, he looked up to Flit and they would race together. They would go on like these like intense races. You guys on the bikes and then also on like hoverboards, as this would happen. He would use both. He had like special he needed prosthetics because he's a snail, otherwise without his suits he doesn't have legs, for example. But then he joined up with Gongshan Security to kind of like and he's gotten some psychic abilities. But he's always looked out for you guys, specifically Flit. He's kind of looked out for. He's never like done anything super bad. He kind of gives you a heads up, even though you guys are kind of like competition. And he says, so you do know, especially in the fact he didn't come with anyone else, is probably not too bad a sign. Flit, come on, man, you're out
Hey.
here.
I'll step out and wave. What's happening?
Hey, man. He goes in, adjusts his visor, says like, good. I've been trying to like, it's good to see you, man. Just trying to see how you were. I assume it was you on Dirt Road heading down to the Undercity today.
I'm gonna also just step out and climb on top of Slit and look Neil in the eyes and be like, "Who's asking?"
Floor, looking lovely as ever.
You
I
remember
turn
Neil?
purple.
It was a kidnapping. Nothing big.
Ah, shit. Well, I'm glad you guys managed to deal with that. But yeah, I had to.
Took your guys long enough.
They didn't call for our help. We only found out because there was a driver on the streets. If they'd asked for our help, of course we would have been there.
I'm sure.
Look, I looks at you guys. I wanted to call you guys because recently Gongshen security is like really buckling down. There's been a lot of trouble.
Recently,
More so, Gongshen like kind of let you guys be existing, because of your reputation and because you don't want to cause too much of a hassle. But there's been a lot of problem. Those cultists, those Akira cultists, the ones who are going around saying the end is nigh, dragon will rise again. We're all doomed like the humans. Yeah, they're getting. Anyway, things are bad, and Gongshen's kind of like cutting down on anyone who's who's like you guys. So if you guys wanted like maybe shut down for a little while, or even, I mean, I can probably get you a place in Gongshan.
That's not what we're looking for. I don't think that's what any of us are looking for. And I'll turn around to
Yeah,
confirm with the
before
rest of
you
the guys.
It's just you two, because like one of you guys are making sure Hugo.
Yeah.
Octavia's just working on Hugo.
To
Make sure
confirm
you
with
guys are.
Floor. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
I'm just
nothing,
like,
right?
I'm still intently staring at Neil. I'm just like, you know,
Wait,
the booster beasts were here before you guys, okay? We don't need to join you.
Yeah, and the dinosaurs were here before the meteorite. Doesn't mean just listen. You are great, even though you guys were prototypes. But I think you guys can still be great. I mean, look, you can get more. You can get resources. You can be people again. You can be the top best of the best. I mean, like, when's the last time you guys had a proper mission?
We just went on one.
I mean, yeah, you went on one, but I've had 5 the last 3 days. I've had to really push myself, real high speed stuff. You get, and you can see like, and he's just like he's there, and he's like, how are you guys like feeling? How are you guys like actually feeling about this kind of like offer of like moving on?
I can't hear it.
No, you can't. You can't hear this going on.
I absolutely despise the idea of working for Gongshin Security, and I think it shows on my face. And Neil, oh, yeah, go ahead.
For me, it's like, on one hand, I want us to be the booster beast and just the booster beast, and yeah, I don't exactly like Gongshen, but on the other hand, part of me is listening to him saying that we could, you know, be better and keep and go on more missions and all of that. And it reflects not on my face but on my scales, where my color slightly becomes like a pale blue and then mixed with bits of red, as like I have like these conflicting emotions.
Yeah. Yeah, you're trying to be yeah, you're like seeing him like his eyes are on stalk, so like they also do that thing like you can do. They can look in multiple directions. Like one is looking at you, Lloyd, you're like doing this. And he's like, listen, if you guys ever change your mind, you know, you have my com number. But also I like so like, have you he's like, if you guys hear anything about about these Akira guys, could you let us know? Because this is big.
We can take care of cultists on our own, I think.
I mean, we'd be happy to know what you guys know.
Give me a roll to try and convince him to like kind of open up to you. You can get a free +2 or a reroll on because he's your friend. He like really respects you if you want to. So yeah, how do you get him to open up?
I smile and says, I just trust. Trust works both ways. You're not going to get anything out of us unless we get something out of you. You know how this works.
Fair enough. So I'm trying to think like what approach that'd be. That could be quick. That could be clever.
I think it's being clever. I don't think it's very flashy or forceful.
Yeah. So yeah, roll clever.
And with a +2, right?
Yes. You can add it at the end.
Okay, cool. All right, so that would be a 3 total.
Okay. He like says like, okay, you didn't hear this from me, but one of their leaders, someone who calls himself a leader, he has kind of been riling them up. This new big cat in town, showing up, causing them thing. He says that he's the Dragon Reborn, and it's complete nonsense. But he's causing issue because according to records, he's like us. He's got psychic powers, and so he's messing things up. He's messing things up in town. Just he's dangerous. Okay.
I do gotta ask one question.
Okay.
How do you know we're not gonna join them instead?
Really? You guys are going to work with a bunch of...
Acting.
Yeah. You had me going, you damn bird brain.
Well, it was good seeing you, at least.
Yeah. Good to see you. Give Hugo a hug for me. And yeah, he just offers like a fist to bump. He said like, Fleur, always a pleasure. And like his faceplate comes down. And yeah, he like heads off, gets on his like, if you're not saying anything, he gets on his board and just like zooms off.
Well, that was fun.
I will say I would like a hoverboard one day.
You should get hoverboards.
Should.
We cut. Sorry. Go. Okay. We cut away. Deep in the mines, we have an unconscious Hoga as he is slowly waking up. Hoga, where is a place of safety for you? Like when your mind's trying to think of like a safe place to go to, where's that place?
For a Saint Bernard dog, let's see, up in the mountains, snowy, wood cabin. That would be this like the safety spot. Warm
Is this-
wood cabins.
Is this a place you've actually been to, or a place you've dreamed of going to?
Sort of like an instinct, but like usually like people don't have like in cities it's very tough to find those. It's just like a fantasy
Sure.
place, but it's
Exactly.
something that he longs for, something that's warm and safe.
Yeah. You like go there and you like see you're in there, it's warm, it's like a nice little fireplace in, and just like inside this like little cozy little place, this cabin, you can see like pictures on the walls. You see pictures of you when you're a young pup with your parents, and then you see like pictures of you when you're older on with the guys, with Hogar, with the other booster beasts, with all of these guys, just like at various cases of the mission. It's like happy, just like doing them, exciting drives, all these like fun moments. And then the you see in the pictures like the other ones are kind of like looking away. Like you're excited in the photo, trying to like bring everyone in a big hug, and then the other ones in the photo kind of like looking away, looking a little distracted, just like, and they're kind of like in each picture they just keep moving further and further away until it's just the last picture is kind of just like you're there by yourself. How do you feel?
Alone, like it's not something that Cougar wants. He wants something to hug all the time. Like a part of him is not some. It's like not searching for companionship. Like he wants companionship, but is that the feeling of being alone is far more hurtful at this point.
As you're like thinking you're alone, you suddenly like hear a sound, like it's crackling like, from the fireplace. It's like, you don't need to be alone. You are more than them. You, they need you. They should need you, don't you think?
Do I recognize the voice or is something that it's
It
new to
is.
me?
It's like a softer, kinder version of the voice that roared to you, that made you go unconscious. And it's that one voice that's like you've never heard it before, but it sounds familiar.
Hi. Wait, I lost my voice. I'm thinking of that shit. Okay. Uh, hello.
Hello, oh God! If these people will not, these creatures will not respect you as you deserve. They do not appreciate what you have to offer, your friendship, your hugs. Then there are people who do. Down in the city, those who will respect you, will help you find a purpose.
Already found a purpose.
Have you?
Yes. To help. Why would I destroy these people? I see good in them.
I'm not.
Obviously, I feel alone, but they would be alone if they're sick, if they're hurt. That's what
Mhm.
I see. And that's why I give hugs.
The world needs your hugs. The world needs you to make them feel safe. And if they don't want to be part of the group, then maybe you should find a group that will use you. They exist in the city. They will. They need to be. They need to be found by you.
Okay,
Find.
well,
They are lost. Their souls cry out in pain. Find my people. Find God of the House Tai.
hot.
Gar.
Okay. Just to be sure, because I like people, it's all cool and all, but
Mhm.
who the shiny monkey are you?
And like you could see, it's like, have I been forgotten after 1,000 years? And just so you can see that the fire gets bigger as if it's offended, like the fire is rising in the building, filling it up. Like, do not forget me. The world will not forget me.
See, if you're gonna be friends, being a fire like that's hurting does not help. Maybe face to face would be better. I could give a hug. You'd be better too.
The fire just kind of dims down a little bit, and then it says like, meeting face to face sounds excellent. Meet Garv Clan Tai. He will be fine. And you could just like see this image of what looks to be not underground, but like lower city. You're like an outskirts, but there's like a proper lower city. This kind of peering in the fire of this like little area, this sort of like a docks kind of area. Like these kind of like a it would have been like a docks back in the human time, but there's no water. There's no like proper water here. Kind of like this old ships from human times, old area. It's very deserted, but some people get up to nefarious purposes down there. Find Gar.
If I think who you think you are, I just want to say,
Mhm.
are I don't want the world to change. Do you want to change it?
Do you think the world is perfect? Do you think the world is without suffering? Do you think the world is fine as it is? Because
I'm a
you,
doctor. I'm a doctor. There's always imperfection. But that's the
exactly.
beauty of it. That is the beauty of life. We all grew from this. We all grew from this pain. But
I grew from pain. I understand that better than any. Go find Gar and fix his pain. Go and say my name.
I know who it is, so I'll just try to wake up from it.
Yeah, you wake up, and then you see like over you, holding over, definitely the wrong kind of cookie is Octavia.
No.
Have
Get
I
up. No.
any sense of this? Like, has he been completely comatose while this has happened, or
He was
have I had any sense of
he was
anything?
tossing and turning like he was in a dream, but I don't think he talked in his sleep.
Gotcha.
Yeah, if he had said the name, he would have seen him say the name.
No, if you had said any other things.
No, he didn't say anything. He was just tossing and.
Here. Wait, here you go. This for you, right? Wake up.
No. Well, it's not the right circumstances.
Okay. What happened?
And I take the actual normal cookie and I just take a bite. I just we need to be a friend, I don't know. We need to look for a new job. There's a new contact down in some dock somewhere.
You looked at Marsden and then you put your hands paused to your head and then you fell down. I've never seen that happen before. Now you have a new contact.
No. It's just that after the bear hug, I was kind of a bit dizzy and couldn't do much. I mean, like I was exerting too much. It was a high speed chase. Couldn't do it all.
Is there any inside check version?
Yeah, of course. You give me Hoga, give me sneaky to lie, and Octavia, give me careful or clever to kind of figure out if he's
Just
lying.
so you know, that is my worst stat. So hopefully, let's see how that goes.
That
I mean, you
tracks.
never know what you can end up rolling.
Good luck. Literally, good luck.
Where's my... Okay.
Yeah. What's
He
it called?
was doing well.
Yeah. Unless yeah. You know he's hiding something. He's full of it. He definitely can.
No. It's a good one. It's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you give away, Hoga? As like, not only do they know that you're full of it, what little tidbit do you give away? Like, give only one
Whenever
thing.
I lie, my nose will flare up like a dog. So she would definitely, those who are like closer friends would definitely catch on my tail. So that would be the thing that she would be looking out for.
Yeah.
So she would notice my nose flaring a lot.
Sure. Yeah. And also, you now, whenever he tries to lie to you again, you know his tick, so it'll be a lot easier to figure that out, as if it wasn't easy already.
Yeah.
So would I get the sense that whatever was happening in his comatose state is what is about to lead us to the next step?
It's very likely suddenly wanting to meet
That
someone after.
triggers things.
It might be related, but he's not had vision before.
Okay.
Floor and Flip, you guys can come in if you want to.
Yeah.
I walk in and I announce to the group, so apparently the Dragon Akira is back.
Really?
Neil was just telling us there's some
Oh shit!
new top
Right.
cat in the Undercity that's claiming to be the Prophet returned.
There's a
Have you
card.
made the connection to my dream and the symbol yet? Or
No, the dream
did
is
I
for
know
my
what that
sake.
dream
I
was
think
about?
dream is alone with over here.
No,
what
I've been
happened.
having nightmares.
You've had nightmares about the dragon, seeing
I
a
knew-
dragon. Yeah, you've
I
had
knew that
nightmares.
it was Akira. Even in the
It's the
dream.
only dragon you've ever heard of is Akira, but like the
Right.
dragon didn't talk to you. It was just like
But
you saw it
now-
causing destruction in the city.
Okay, I think she has a small panic attack. In that case.
Is the pin
I-
visible? The dragon pin?
Is it
Do
visible?
I-
Yeah?
Is the what?
The pin.
No, I said I was hiding it when
Oh yeah,
when we heard the
Yeah.
sound. I said I was hiding it.
yeah, it's hidden.
Alright.
But are you visibly showing the panic attack?
Yeah, this is me doing the
I
panic
take
attack.
out the cookie and hand out to you. It's not space cookies.
Obviously, I eat whatever you give me, so I'll eat it.
Yeah. It's going to be dark shock.
But octopuses have like a weird beak in the middle somewhere, so it looks very unappealing.
Yeah.
Where all my tentacles around and then eat the
Octavia,
When
Relax.
you eat it, it's going to be dark chocolate with a little bit of sea salt, which is sort of calming, would be calming for mollusks.
makes you think of the sea.
Octopuses eat chocolate.
Well, they eat sea
It's
salt.
my version. It's my version of chocolate. Who knows what is actually chocolate?
You're a dog. You can't eat chocolate.
Yeah, that's why
I
he makes
can't
it for
eat
everyone
it.
else.
Yeah. I can eat cookies though. That's
Yeah.
a different thing.
It's like someone who is allergic to peanuts who just makes peanut butter. Like the world will enjoy what I can't.
Okay.
Hey, so Flo's gonna look at Hyuga and say, "You good there, bud?" Who were kind of screaming and fainting.
Screaming? Was I screaming? Was I screaming?
I look at
No.
Flit.
He heard the scream in his mind and then basically held his head and fell back.
I did not scream out. I just passed out.
Yeah, it was like and then you like, well, you weren't screaming, but it hurt. So it hurt, and then you went out. But I don't think you were like screaming like the movie. No.
Oh. Yeah, but you did kind of faint, and now Octavia's having a panic attack. What is happening here, guys?
Well, I mean, I
We need
have
to get
barely
ourselves
come in.
together.
I mean, you can't come in and say Akira's back. I've been
It's-
having nightmares.
It's a false dragon. It's always a false dragon. Akira's never actually coming.
Quick
Much as I
question:
wish you
How much do we know about these cultists? Have we been around publicly and we've seen them?
I mean, would any of you guys like go to any of their like meetings or anything like that?
No, but if they're
No.
wandering the streets,
Like
would we
the
have seen
general.
them?
Oh, Flip might have.
Yeah.
Flip, give me give me a flashy roll.
Oh, a
It's like you-
flashy roll.
Yeah, like how much did you take? Flashy or clever? They're the same. Wait, no, they're not. Flashy is just fun. Yeah.
Well, it's a good role.
Yeah, the role is not so much it's for like how you present it, and it's like you're able to like present it with the same bombastic way that they do it, and they say the Akira will return, and those who worship in their power, the true might, will be part of the new world that they will reshape into something greater. The impurities of this world shall be burnt away by it, and as we follow the lead, as we find the new dragon as he comes, we are approaching the days, my followers, and like that because you're so in it that you're telling that people are excited because the great leader supposedly that he's arrived. There have been false dragons, of course. Been false dragons for hundreds of years. Everyone's like, "Oh, I'm the new one." Yeah, definitely. 300 years is enough time. 400 years is enough time. 500 in it. So like 999 years is enough time. There's always one. The new one that's come is Garb House Tai has kind of shown up. Actually, did you know that? Yeah, he's been one of the people, but he kind of disappeared 5 years ago. But then there was like a little bit of rumor that he was the last one who kind of said he was. So when Neil was saying someone, it's like his mind comes to you, but there's of course like a few other people that it could be. But like that is like one of the people that comes to mind. He was the last false dragon, so to speak.
They're sick people, like these cultists. All I could say, they're very, very sick.
I don't think so. I mean, I can get on board with wanting to tear things down.
Yeah, they do some destruction. They're not, especially recently, they have been like causing graffiti and property damage. I don't think they've killed anyone, but you don't. Hard to say, but they do sometimes get rough. They have to be like stopped sometimes. They do mob riots occasionally.
Like they're trying to cause fights, helping to burn the world down. I get it. People too love change, but why change? It's fine as it is. People are living, they're changing anyway.
Look, you're
Not gonna pace around, be like, No, it's not fine as it is because people don't respect the booster beast anymore. And if this dragon comes around and we just let it, just do what it did last time, nobody's gonna respect us. Not when there's a big dragon flying around.
I mean, it's not about us, though, is it? I mean, our time is done, pretty much.
Our time is not done.
Isn't it?
How about we do a steady favor? Let's go hunt them down. Who knows? I mean,
I mean, yeah, I mean, they do tend to get a bit rowdy. It can't hurt to check up on them. Last I heard, Gar of House Tai was claiming to be the false dragon. No one's heard from them in a while, but
really? So, what can you tell me about this very uninteresting fellow?
well, it's same as all other false dragons. A lot of bluster, a lot of talk about burning the city down. Everyone gets excited. Everyone shows a bonfire party, and well, then he disappeared.
Yeah, he was also known as a champion. He's like in the equivalent of MMA. Mixed martial animals. He was in that.
Yeah.
He was like, and of course, he is a tiger.
He was one of the few dragons who could fight other than that.
Yeah.
I can say that. Wasn't he the famous MMA artist, whatever?
Yeah. But he had no psychic
popular.
abilities. He had no psychic abilities. He was just a very, very good fighter.
I think we'd have the edge over him, but hopefully it won't come to
I
that.
know. That's what this team needs. This team needs a fighter.
Yeah. Would we have heard of him as an MMA person?
I mean, does your character follow MMA pretty strictly?
I would
Almost
definitely
certainly
would.
not. Maybe Huga talks about him, and so osmosis.
Yeah,
Maybe
Flit
it
and Hugo
established-
might. Yeah, it's not like it's like one of the things like, oh yeah, he might have been a thing 6 or 7 years ago or something. Yeah, because he was big, and then he kind of like said, "I'm the false dragon," so he wasn't MMAing, and then he disappeared 5 years ago.
Okay, Flit.
All the fighters are the same. All the fighters are the same. They usually just claim they are the gods, next beings, but they're sick in the head. That's all.
They
Didn't
want to
false
believe.
dragons say that they're psychic? They claim they're psychic. Flit.
big theory about the false dragon, about the Dragon Akira, is that he's the reason psychics exist. So they assume whoever becomes the next hero will have psychic abilities. That's like the assumption.
And I mean, I've heard of this guy from you guys before, and he didn't say he had psychic powers when he was fighting. I mean, does he suddenly have psychic powers now? Is that what's going on?
He hasn't had anything for the past 5 years.
Oh, okay.
It'd be worth checking it out. I mean, one thing that we can reduce this rumor to nothing, and then the city can be free from this thing, and we can be back to normal. The city would leave us alone.
We don't know
Until
where
the
he
next
is. How are we
boss
fight
checking him
comes.
out?
I think a few thousand years, we would survive that.
Wait. You said we're checking it out. We don't know where he is.
I don't know. Do you know?
Okay,
And my
have
nose
to-
flaring up.
I think this is okay. Cool, thank you.
Yeah, he's hiding something from you.
Okay, because he said I have a lead. There's someone we gotta go meet or something, contact. And now he's like, "Where's God? We check out. Can I make a roll to put those things together?"
He's acting very dodgy. You've never
Yeah.
seen him take an interest in the cult of Akira before. Like, he has a place he wants to go to, but it's like he's saying, "Oh, I don't know where to go." You could ask like where he wanted to go originally and why he wanted to go there.
Okay, I'm gonna side him up and throw a tentacle over him.
Yeah.
Make him feel uncomfortable. Okay, who's the contract we talked about when he woke up?
Some person, he's a patient. He's very, very sick.
Does he need to roll for sneaky, or do I know?
I mean,
My nose are flaring up.
you know
He's
when he's
making
lying. It's fine. It's pretty
Okay,
obvious.
hold on. Okay, I think you guys, if I have a way to wink, I don't think octopuses can wink. Or something.
I'm sure they can.
I changed some colors, put some ink in various
They have
forms.
eyes. They have eyes and they have eyelids.
No,
I
but
think an
it's
octopus
probably
can wink.
nictitating membranes or something. Let's see. Very well. I do the wink with my nictitating membranes and you see it.
I'm just gonna be like, okay,
I think-
Octavia, I like the hustle, but no infighting. Come on.
Or ink
We
fighting.
all know
You know
who
what?
was lying.
Okay, I'll
All
tell
I'm
the
saying
truth.
is-
I'll tell the truth. It's like you guys know me. Well, I have a feeling that I might be Akira. I don't know.
Everyone laughs.
Oh my god.
You've been.
Pog laughs.
need to cut-
Minnie laughs.
That's a good
They all
one.
laugh.
You need to cut back on those cookies, buddy.
Excuse
You
me.
give me
I'm
the
trained in my mind and my body. I don't lie shit. I never lie to you. Do you see my nose flaring up? No. My ears are droopy? No.
I mean, you don't. I mean, I'm sure you believe it's true, buddy. I mean, yeah.
You don't even
Superstitious,
believe
you bird brain? I'm not superstitious.
Actually, you don't even believe Akira's coming back.
Well, what if that when I was unconscious, I met him?
You met
It was a-
Akira.
It was a bad dream, buddy.
Pick up a jade pin,
Mm-hmm.
go to him. What does this make you think of?
Does it do anything to me?
But you're showing the jade. Yeah, you look at it, and it's just like it's a shiny bit of jade in the dragon's symbol. And you look at it. You don't immediately like. It doesn't really mean anything to you, but Flit sees it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's what the cultists would kind of wear. That's like kind of like their symbol, like how they get by. They'd show that, and they'd like to like say, I'm a member. They'd like show that off to each other to be allowed in. It doesn't
Huh?
mean, yeah.
How do I get it in the first place? Because it
It
came
wa-
from my bag.
What came from your bag?
The pin. Did it come from my bag or the cultist?
That was mine.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
I
yeah,
took it out of his back
Maybe
pocket
you
and I
stole from a
found it
cultist?
inside.
yeah. You took it from one of the.
I took it from one of
Moles.
the groundhogs.
Oh,
Did
okay.
it?
All right. Did it do
Ground
anything
mole?
to me?
No, it just looks like a piece of jade as the shape of a dragon. You didn't even see a dragon in your dreams.
Well, I mean, I don't know if stealing Marsden was just about fixing motorcycles, because this was in the back pocket of that guy who gave a mud pillow to.
They must have been
Okay.
with the cultists.
Yes, but are
Groundhog
they
cultists.
doing any big sacrifices?
I don't think they make. I mean, there are a lot of talk and bluster. I don't think they've made any sacrifice.
All right then. I'm gonna keep this shiny thing. No.
Hi, Kitty. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Hey, no catcalling.
Chirag. Chirag, we all bent our faces because of that. We all bent.
Okay.
The cat was literally throwing shade over the computer.
It makes sense. So, where are you guys going?
Well, would I know like sort of like cultist hangout spot since I've been to their meetings before, like a way to get in without immediately confronting them?
Yeah, like one of the places, like they meet up around, but like they usually like have their meeting somewhere secluded. One of the more recent ones that you've been to is by the what the humans call the docks, where the shipyard where they've got like kind of these like ships set up, it's all kind of like abandoned place. That's where they like to hang out.
Right? I tell the group like I've been to a couple of their meetings. Pretty fun stuff, honestly. They're not bad once you get to know them, but I know where they hang out. I know a place.
Can you describe the place?
Well, it's it's by those ship thingies, the water vessels,
Yeah, the same one in my dream. I'm telling you, it was. I don't know who I am anymore. It's fucking weird.
You're a dog with bad dreams.
Oh,
You're a dog with drugs and bad dreams.
Hmm. I don't know what I'm supposed to.
I'll scratch him behind his ears.
I mean, we're the booster beasts. It's not Rugar all by himself. We'll go check this out, right?
Yeah. No, we're
Listen,
gonna go.
guys, if I turn into a dragon, kill me, please. I don't want to. I don't want to destroy the world. The world is fine.
Okay, no. If
I
you
just
turn
don't
into a dragon, as
Look.
ridiculous as that is, and we know it's not gonna happen, if you turn into a dragon, the booster beasts are gonna become the talk of the town.
I need to know what's in your cookies so I can know which one to give you. To be most effective and properly.
They all look the same. It's just that I know what they are.
Smell.
I was figuring.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Okay.
just give me one that I should feed you. In case you
I'm a dragon. That would be poison, and I don't want that. Just give me the one with chocolate.
Okay, I'll do that. I will take one of the chocolate cookies and stick it on.
Excellent. All right. With your secret anti-dog dragon weapons, you guys are heading down there. Hogarth says, thanks. He moved away Marsden before he could hear, your terrifying conversation. And so like, yeah, good luck being the dragon. You cracked me up.
In the back room, we wouldn't have had any of this conversation with the family around.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
It was basically like, excuse me, go to the back room.
You spent it. All right. And away.
He spent it first and I didn't say the full word.
Fair enough. No spending of fate points. So off we go. You guys are heading off. Your stress is cleared, Flit. Your motorcycles had a chance to be repaired, and you're heading off there. It is now. You guys, when they were heading over, was like evening. Now it's like proper dark as you guys like heading down to this area where the whole city kind of like goes deep down. As you can see, the desert off in the corner. This the Emerald Desert. The sand has been warped from years of like changing, so the sand is green, as it almost looks like a sea, where the sea would have once been. And you can see these old ancient ships that humanity would once have, these big metal ones tossed over to the side, too big, too much effort to kind of really move. Some of the bigger metal ones have been only like taken apart and used as building materials years ago. All that's left are like a few smaller ones that look they might have been like pleasure yachts or something like that. And you come down, and there is some, there's quite a few people here. There is gathered around. They've all got these like big red hoods, not hoods, they've got like big red jackets. They're just like red, green, purple. They're all just like all these people like gathered around this like pot in the center where this got lights have been put up there, like floor lights, just like lighting up this area. And even from a distance, you can see this like big square in the middle is just kind of been lit up, and there seems to be like figures in there. 4 figures, hard to see. 3 of them are kind of like circling one figure who's kind of like cross-legged in lotus position as they're kind of like approaching this figure. As you're like getting closer and closer, you can't. It's really difficult to kind of like see what's happening. Are you like leaving your bikes, trying to like go in as like ordinary people? You're trying to blend in. What do you guys plan to do?
Team, I'm going to reduce my fate point by 1 for the reason. I'm going to reduce it by 1.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'd like to get off the motorbike and take off the wetsuit. So
Yeah, I don't see the point of going on the bikes, but I don't suppose we can go as regular people.
Yeah, basically, do you want to just like open say, oh, we're ordinary cultists, or like we are the booster beasts, or like what do you want to?
I think we should let them know the beasts are here. Oh, sneak in?
Well, I mean, I just want to go and do around to see what the situation is and come back and make it happen. Because
absolutely.
I'm an octopus, I'm sneaky, I can squeak into small spaces if I'm not wearing the wetsuit.
Sure. Give me just like gathering intel, going around the edges of the place. You're not trying to sneak towards them. You're just looking at the outside. That'd be give me a sneaky roll.
Just a straight up regular sneaky roll.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Okay. What's it called? You know, like the general surrounding. So you have a kind of like it's just like as you're like looking around, you know the exits and entrances. So like if you're trying to like find a way to get out quickly or like find a way to like get in, you basically have a free +2 to that.
Oh, nice. Do I see if this is a tiger that they have been talking about?
Not from this far.
Okay.
Yeah, you're kind of like it's kind of inclined. So it's very difficult to kind of like see there. But you do notice like in the ring, for the people fighting, they seem to be big cats. Right? They got the tail. So you don't know if they're snow leopards, if they're cheetahs, if they're panthers. You don't know what they are. Could be a tiger, but like again, the light is making it difficult for you to even like see the color of these things.
Okay, I shall come back and report. Is there a place that I would, if I see any entrances and exits, could I have identified a place where a really grand could be made?
Say that again?
Could I have found a place where we could quietly wheel our motorbikes and then make a sudden and raucous?
Oh, you want like a way to get in and make an entrance with your bikes? Yes.
Along with finding exits, could I also have found?
Yes, you can make. You know how to make an entrance if you want to.
Okay, so I'm gonna come back in.
I feel like we should just walk in. Like,
I mean, no harm letting them really know that the booster beasts are here.
What?
Guys, if I'm a killer, they might bow down to me. That's all.
Well, then I guess we'll know for certain one way or the other if you're Akira.
Yeah, I just got it.
Walk in then.
I'll go in by myself. Maybe you can come with me. Maybe I don't know. Because the dragon in my head was like, I mean, not the dragon. I'm not sure it was a freaking dragon, because it was a fire that spoke to me. They were saying, say the word who their name is, and then that's it. They didn't tell me anything else.
They said go speak to Gar of House Tai, of Clan Tai.
Yeah, and say the name.
Yeah.
But now I'm obviously mulling
fun.
the words, because I'm like, it's a dog brain, so it's not going to make sense.
Yeah,
Well,
okay,
tell
just
you what.
that name.
Do you want
Tell you
to
what,
do
Hogard,
that?
let's. Oh, go ahead.
Do you want to do that?
I don't know. It's the best chance we can just verify this and go out. If not, fight our way out. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? We try.
Okay.
Okay. So, do you guys just want to go in like on the entrance that Octavia found, like the making an entrance, like, "Hey, we have come. We have the booster beast. We have come to see Taiga."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
sure.
God.
Let's do like
Now
full
I
flash. I'm
understood
gonna
the
just
name.
like,
Oh God,
my
Chirag, I
God.
hate you.
Oh
I hate
my
you.
God.
that's what I was
Chirag.
saying. I just realized that.
Oh God, I just realized it.
Oh.
Oh my God.
It was the Japanese like first name, last name shit.
Japanese
Yeah.
and Chinese, yeah.
Oh God. God.
That's true.
No.
I actually asked. I asked.
Well
Oh
done.
God.
They're not
Well
showing up
done.
for that.
Well
Like,
done.
are you
Well
also
done.
trying to figure out the fun of the name?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. So when we enter, I want to make sure that that hugger is like front and center. Just sort of at this point, I'm sort of mockingly supporting him. It's like, yeah. Okay, show him you're the dragon. It's time to show your people you've come home.
Yeah. I think this is Hoga, you're taking the lead, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely taking the lead, but more of like I don't want to take the lead, but at the same time, I don't want others to get hurt as well. So this is like the only best approach.
Like if you're even slightly reluctant to take the lead, I think Floor is gonna like just go on ahead and take the lead anyway.
Okay, and I just follow sheepishly, even though it's large, like the cougar is large. He's just gonna walk sheepishly behind Floor.
How we were going in on our motorbike?
We're
Uh,
going in on our bikes.
do you want to go on your motorbikes or without the motorbikes?
Bikes.
Okay,
Well,
you know
he
what?
said motorbike, so that was my logic. I'm okay either way.
Yeah,
I
because
feel
either
like we
way,
should go bikes. We should go full flashy bikes,
Yeah.
entire
Yeah.
UV lighting on the bikes
I'll
on
throw
myself.
my
Like
ink cloud behind to make it like flat, like we'll be like coming
Yeah.
in and front lit and it's all black behind us.
okay, all right,
Make it a bit
Alright.
flashy.
all
Make
right,
us look cool and intimidating.
sounds good.
exactly.
Flo, okay, you're helping out. So
Yeah.
in addition, Flo, you'll be doing a flashy roll. In addition, you'll get the
Me?
+2 bonus that you found. No, Florinium.
Floor.
Yeah, fluorescence. Yeah, we'll gain an additional +2 because Octavia found the right entrance with the right UV lights. Is anyone else helping with the entrance, making it seem
I'm
flash?
just behind Floor, like in like a massive door, just like like Floor is tiny, and I'm like this big shadow behind.
I'll give you a +1 for that. Flit, you doing anything to help with the entrance, or you doing something else?
No, I just want to get the reactions of the crowd because this is gonna be funny.
All right then. So make your flashy roll. Add a +3. This would be.
Ooh.
Oh, thank God.
Oh! Oh, yeah.
That was an epic roll for those who can't see. Yes. So you like go in, you've like found this little spot where the crowd's not so big, and then Thor just like steps forward, and then in crowd comes behind, getting people's attention. Motorcycle revving, vroom, vroom, and just like everyone's like stopping the turn. Floor, how do you Princess lead us? How do you introduce oh god, the dragon?
I'm just gonna be like, fellow Akira believers, the booster beasts are here, and one of us might be the dragon. And I just like point to Hogar.
And I just bark.
The dragon box. The dragon box, the dragon box. And it's like this sounds like going into like there's a party.
Oh, so the send button barks are very loud, so like they're like very deep and loud. So I just try to extend that bark as much as I can.
Yeah. There's like this parting of the sea. Like everyone's just kind of like stopping. Everyone like you have like the road to kind of like go up, and then you kind of like as you like get past and like get closer. Like Flit seeing everyone's like kind of shocked, and then you see like people in the middle who seem to be darting around. It looks like this was a ring, like a makeshift like fighting ring, and like the three ones around like confused what's going on. But the one in the middle in the lotus position, as you get closer, it is a tiger. It's got a you see it just like there, like looking up orange stripes, like there, and just like starts floating up, just like meditating, floating up, and then just like reaches out and like boom, boom, boom. The three other ones just they suddenly go full Palpatine. I'm sorry, Darth Vader, and just like kind of like just like lift up the ground and then just kind of like get tossed aside, and just like he just like reclines down, stands, and looks at you as you approach. You recognize this person as actually those of you who follow MMA would recognize this is Gar of House Tai, the
I'm going
infamous
to
MMA fighter.
fangirl the shit out.
Yeah.
Like I'd be like, oh my god, it's Tiger. Ah! And you'll see like all in fangirl glory, just like
Yes.
just like mouth is slightly foaming on the side, like in the Avatar, the Last Airbender, the
Yeah. And like, yeah. He looks at you as you're just like kind of approaching. His face is like impassive, but like as you're getting closer, like Hoga and Flo can kind of like see that he's like a little bit like frowning as you've like come, and he says like, I have returned after 5 years in the pit, gaining the powers of the dragon, and you come here barking, dripping with, I assume, rabies, and claiming to be the dragon.
Oh no, that is just me fanboy. You are awesome, by the way. Just so you know, how do you make those kicks? Can you do it now? Not with your psychic, whatever you're trying to do, but can you show the kick? Not at me, random person. What about that person over there? And he points out at the choked piece.
He like looks over that one, and he says like he like fixes his hand, and then the person like, and then he says like, attack me if you want to survive. He says to the one who just sets up, gets nervous, just like panther, and just like lunges forwards like full thing, and then just like
Is it a killing
jumps
blow
on
that
it.
he's going to do? Is it a killing blow he's going to do?
You have no idea. You like
Like,
he just
no, what do I intend? What do I see?
the MMA move is not a lethal blow because he uses an MMA. MMA is not gladiator blood. Yeah, people die, but it's like it's not the intent.
But do I
Like,
see it being super forceful?
He looks angry. It could be very forceful.
I'm going to just put my body in between. I don't care, but I'm just going to put my body in between.
Sure. All right. He like gets up, gets on one of the things. It's a full spin kick. Like his body's low, it's coming in, and then you leap forward. Give me a defend roll. Like how you are defending.
I am going to block it. Mainly because I want to soften the blow on the guy if I feel it's too forceful. And mainly because the person in me don't want people to die. So I am going to go with forceful.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Wow. I did. I am 1 point above you. Do you want to? Yeah.
I'm going to use a fate point.
Okay. What's it called? If you succeed with style, which means if you spend 2 fate points, you can use your Tai Chi move and kind of turn it back on him.
Okay, I'm going to use 2 definitely.
Yeah. So what aspects are you kind of like invoking?
I'm going to invoke the Tai Chi expert. Let me see if I can put it onto the VTT. So basically, I'm very good at Tai Chi.
Okay. I just meant what aspects are you invoking? That's a stunt.
Yeah, it is forceful. Basically, I'm trying to block his blow, and what I'm going to do is, as he's going to do a spin kick, I sort of like reverse it back so that like it just goes like that and just goes back. So whatever momentum he has going forward, it just goes anti-clockwise now. So he'd be off balance.
Yeah, you like go in and you like get the kick back and like they're like he like stopped the kick, he stopped the destructive blow kick and just like boing, just like sends him like going in and he like flows and like flips and he just like goes into like Black Widow 3-point stance. He just like slides back, his claws going against the floor, and like the panther behind you is just terrified as he saw all 9 of his lives flash before his eyes.
Listen, I said demonstrate the kick, not kill this poor fellow.
You step into the ring. The challenge. You are against this. It is time for us to see
I
who
have
is
an
the true dragon.
acquaintance. I have an acquaintance. Give me a moment. Call out the name. Yes, Akira. I don't know.
And then you like hear like in the back of your mind, say it louder.
I'm already speaking loud. He can hear it.
The voice just like repeats and it gets louder in your head.
Fine. And then I bark at Akira.
Akira! You just like shout out. And like as you shout it out, the bark goes out loud, but then you also all feel it in your heads. The word Akira. Same way he hears it. This voice, this powerful voice comes out. And there's like taken aback. He like got like shaken. As he says like the crowd's like confused, like what's going on? What's happening? And he says like the voice. It's the voice of Akira. I've been training for so long. Worship, and I haven't heard the voice of Akira. And just like he just like shakes. He's like, no, it's supposed to be me. Like he like gets down on his like knees, puts his arms down, and says like, I was supposed
There's
to be
a
Akira.
catnip. And I just stuff a catnip cookie in his mouth.
He's not like as you like bring it over, his head slams down on the ground as he's like kowtowing, proper like kowtowing. There's cracks in the ground, and like everyone else suddenly just like he recognizes the true Akira. Everyone, and like all the other cultists just like bow, just like
shit.
yeah. And this is like the Akira rises.
My tail starts wagging frantically. I'm worried I'm turning into Akira now.
Yeah. And as this is happening, as you're like feeling this, you're all hearing the voices in your head. How are the rest of you reacting? As you can like kind of hear this voice that is not Hugo, but it's a little bit Hugo in your heads. How are you guys reacting?
I'm just 100% stunned. This is not how I imagine this going at all.
Yeah.
I think Octavia's actually relieved because she knows Hugo well enough that he feels like if anyone on the entire planet was going to be Akira, this is the person who should have been. So she's like, okay, maybe the nightmares were wrong. He's going to just make a bunch of cookies and he doesn't want the world to change that much. And maybe not bad. So she's feeling like this tentative hope is what.
And Flo?
Lore is just like going through like a series of different emotions, is like starting with shock and then realization and then like awe, and then she suddenly understands what this could mean for the team, that this is like actually true. And so like her entire like body is just like phasing through these multiple colors, and then it settles on this bright green, and she just climbs on top of Hyuga's head and says, "That's right. Bow down to Akira, member of the Booster Beast."
Yeah.
Hi. Floor. Am I turning? Do you see scales on top of my head? I can't see. I can't see on top
I'm
of
like
my head.
parting through his fur to see if there's any scale.
Doesn't look to be any scales. And you're like looking up at the same time, Hugo. As you're kind of like looking up and like, tell me, you're like glancing up. Everyone else is kowtowing. Everyone else is looking down. And there's something up there that you thought was a cloud, like kind of parting out of cloud. A large metal spherical. It looks like a plane, like this aircraft, just like above you, and you can like see it. Like look at them, and you cut to the top of the plane, and you can kind of see dressed in their white armor. You can see them discuss like they've like Akira has said like our reports on the ground has been confirmed. They have found someone named Akira. Psychic power has been proven, and they say like release, and they like take them down. Release the force, and like Gongshen just like you see the bottom of it open up, and then suddenly you just like see like locusts coming down on their hoverboard, hundreds of these like Gongshen security coming down, each of them like armed with an enhanced what looks like it's coming down and it's aiming rocket launchers and grenades, and they all start firing down on your location, coming down as you realize that Gongshen has declared, and one way or the other, tonight the city will burn. But that's for another time. As we reach the end of the session.
No, you did not. No, you did not. So,
I'm glad it was going. I thought it was going to be Akira style that
yeah, that's what I thought.
I was so terrified. This is
Why would you do this to us?
God.
Okay,
I'm all adrenaline up and ready for battle now.
Yeah, but
I know, but picturing three of us back to back, like we'll defend Akira. then Akira basically be like, I don't need your help. I've got all the psychic powers.
And we would, but unfortunately, we only have 2 hours. And if we go farther, Shubham will find me and murder me. Yes.
It's all
Thank-
right. I'll protect you. I'll kick
Yeah,
your
we'll
ass.
defend you too.
Yes, all the
It's the perfect person.
yes. If you guys don't realize, I rolled randomly to see who would end up being Akira. These guys didn't know who was going to be Akira. I said it could even be an NPC at that point. It could have been someone else entirely. And then but it ended up being that. And I was like, I can make this work. The one person who didn't want to do weird stuff with Akira. Some of them was like, I'll make Akira
Yeah.
bird. I have nightmares of Akira. And I was like, it's fine. I'd like things as they are. And it
Oh
was good.
God.
But
Oh
yes.
God.
Fate.
Oh,
It's
yes.
called fate for a reason.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is fate. It is fate.
It-
And thank God I was able to succeed with the style on that fucking.
Yeah.
Well done there.
Exactly.
That's the third one. That's the third one, and it's now fate is reduced to 0. There you go.
Yeah.
Tia. And you stop at hit points now.
Ah, good. You ate all your vegetables. Good stuff. Use all your fate points. Yes, if you guys are interested in finding out the conclusion of this, let us know. Retweet this, tell people to watch this, and if it gets popular, we might do a follow-up, might do a part 2. Who knows? If I can get these wonderful people back together, I don't know. They're very busy. They're very popular people, and we'll see.
If you want it, we'll come back.
Yeah. Let us know that you want it back. Meanwhile, thank you, Arman, Assis, Nikhil, Thor, for joining us for this. And of course, our man behind the curtain, Shubham, thank you for running this. And yes, remember, join us on Friday for giveaways at the Vox Machina watch party on the Discord channel. Hopefully the link is being shared somewhere if you're not already part of it. And stay tuned. We got loads of exciting stuff coming up in the next month. More games, more exciting stuff, and more daisies. Yeah. Daisies and Dragons. Daisies were the Akira the whole time.
Uh-huh.
Maybe the real Akira
Nice.
was the friends we made along the way.
God.